Where are they at? What's the deal?
My parents were murdered.
Stay out there.
That was the shaky voice of 39-year-old Jonathan King. Just moments ago, Jonathan entered his parents' quiet family home in Pensacola, Florida, only to uncover a bloodbath with the lifeless bodies of his mother and father lying motionless at the center. Immediately, he's certain he knows who's done this.
No, listen to me. Who are we looking for?
It's my mom and my. Are you the little piece of shit? His name is Jordan King, Jordon. He got out of prison a few months ago. He broke into some lady's house down here in Quail Run. He went back to jail. Got out last week.
Okay.
My mom tried to get a restraining order. That didn't work. They were going to give him one more chance. I tried to call her last night. I tried to call this morning.
Has he been staying here with them?
Yep.
And as police dive down the rabbit hole to follow this chilling lead, they realize the signs of Jordan's unstable nature have been there for all to see.
I mean, there's just something wrong with him in the head.
Yeah.
That's when I heard about him going back to jail. Burglarizing somebody's home. I was like, this is not the way to do it. I can get you a job. I can make sure you're okay.
But as Jonathan wrestles with the sudden loss of his parents, their killer is on the run. What ensues is a 10-mile manhunt for a killer so deranged he believes he's the target of an FBI conspiracy. And when all is said and done, the officers soon come to realize that Jordan's crimes are worse than they ever could have imagined.
Now, I will say, I do owe you a little bit of an apology. In all fairness, I kept telling you your grandpa was beat because that's what I thought, because of all the blood. Not every day I get fooled.
Oh.
On a quiet afternoon in the leafy suburbs of Signal Hill, Escambia County, a 911 call comes in from a man who's completely unaware of the horrific crime he's about to uncover.
Sheriff's Office, Lori, how may I help you?
Yeah, I have a question. I don't know if you guys are able to send a deputy out. My mom was supposed to call me back last night. Haven't heard from her or my dad. Can't get them on the phone. I'm across the street from their house, a few houses down. Both their vehicles are there. The porch light's still on, which is unusual. I was seeing if there's a deputy maybe come out here and do a wellness check. There's a code on the front door. I have it. I know how to get in. I just know if I go in without a deputy here, something bad could happen.
Jonathan's calm demeanor gives cops a false sense of security, leading them to take over 30 minutes to respond to the call. But when they finally arrive, they're not greeted with the same composed caller as earlier, because an awful discovery made in the meantime has left him on the verge of collapse.
Where are they at? What's the deal?
My parents were murdered.
Stay out there. 149 to 97. Hey, where you at? Where you at?
Hey, go ahead and cancel it.
The first responders call for the 1018 to be canceled, indicating emergency vehicles are no longer necessary. What he's just seen inside the home is one of the most brutal scenes he's ever encountered. And it's clear any rapid response team that arrives on site will already be far too late.
It's blood everywhere, Jason, and it's kind of a hoarder thing.
Inside the cluttered house, blood coats a living room floor which has been torn apart during an intense struggle. The walls are covered with blood, and alongside it are unintelligible words. Deranged ramblings the investigating officers quickly attempt to decipher. And there, beaten and discarded in separate rooms, are the lifeless bodies of Clay and Andrea King, a retired couple in their 70s whose brutal deaths are about to send shockwaves through the county. As officers peer in upon this horrific scene, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The victims' deaths have been anything but painless. Andrea has been strangled, likely with a USB cord found alongside her body in the living room. But as for Clay, his final moments appear to have been much, much worse. The killer has committed a crime as brutal and depraved as any of the officers have yet encountered. And as ever, they know that every second counts in a situation like this. The decisions they make over the next half an hour might well be the difference between bringing a violent killer to justice and leaving him to stalk the streets with impunity, liable at any moment to lash out in brutal fashion once again. So, for police, the directive becomes clear. Gather as much information from the scene as possible, track the killer down by any means necessary, and bring him into custody at any cost. With this in mind, there isn't a moment to waste. They immediately set up a perimeter and conduct a search around the property for any evidence they might uncover. But the very first thing they find is a big problem. The absence of any weapon or suspect suggests the killer has hurried quickly from the scene, likely putting as much distance as possible between himself and the crime while police are still busy gathering themselves. Without a name, murder weapon, or even a motive, the investigation risks stalling before it's even begun. But from their desperation comes a spark of hope. Thankfully, despite the harrowing discovery he's made only moments ago, Jonathan King, the son of the deceased, remains astonishingly alert as he processes what he's just seen. And what he's about to tell the cops will blow the case wide open.
Hey, listen to me. No, listen to me. Who are we looking for?
It's my mom and are you the fucking little piece of shit? His name is Jordan King, Jordon.
How do you know that this is who we're looking for?
So he got out of prison a few months ago. I'm sorry.
Man, go ahead. You're good.
He got out of prison a few months ago. Broke into some lady's house down here in Quail Run. He went back to jail. Got out last week.
Okay.
My mom tried to get a restraining order. That didn't work. They were going to give him one more chance. I tried to call her last night. I tried to call this morning.
According to Jonathan, Jordan Dominic King is the individual responsible for his parents' deaths. Jordan has been a career criminal, first serving a 5-year sentence for burglary and grand theft before being jailed again only months after being released, this time for another attempted burglary at a home very near to the crime scene. Jordan's second release from prison came only a week ago, and it seems it was only ever a matter of time before he lashed out again. But no one could have foreseen the brutality he was about to unleash.
When was the last time you talked to him?
To who?
To Jordan. Have you talked to him at all?
When he first got out of prison and came back and was going to try and get his life straight and ended up breaking that lady's house.
So you haven't talked to him since he's been out of prison, since he's been back over
No,
here?
since he's been out of prison. When he got out of prison, he came back here first. I was going to try and help him get his life back together with my parents. And he started pulling this stupid shit that he always does. And I told my sister on her deathbed, I give you one chance. I gave him one chance, that was it. Have not talked to him, spoke to him since. He ended up going to jail, breaking that lady's house. Got continued, whatever. I guess he got out last week. My parents brought him here. I kept telling him it's a terrible idea, terrible idea. I'm trying to check in with him and check in with him. Tried to check in with him yesterday when he was busy running around. Called him last night, fell asleep. Called him this morning. And then called. And before I got to my job site, I said, no, I need to go by there. And when I came by here, I saw the porch light on, the newspaper there.
You see the number one more time?
Yeah, sorry, man.
Jordan King.
He's not here.
No.
Jonathan's rapid and extremely detailed response hands cops a first major suspect. And although his testimony might be treated with a necessary degree of doubt, the conviction with which he delivers it paints a compelling picture. But for police, there's an even more telling sign. You see, in cases like these, the overwhelming likelihood is that the killer is known to his victims. Following this instinct, the officers consider the possibility that Jordan was closer to Clay and Andrea than first imagined. And soon enough, their instincts are vindicated.
Jordan, that's what you want to call him.
So where are his parents at? Are they estranged? Are they local?
So my sister passed away a few years ago, and his biological father went to prison when he was real little, and I have no idea if he's still there, if he's out, if he's dead, or what. Don't really care, to be honest with you.
Jordan Dominic King is the grandson of his victims and the nephew of the bereaved son still holding things together outside. Following his release from prison, they took him into their home, offering him help and a place to stay when he needed it most. And by all accounts, this was characteristic of them as human beings. Clay had worked for 37 years as an English teacher, loved amongst the students for his affable teaching style and quirky passion for collecting ties. Andrea had been a special needs administrator, working with disadvantaged children across the Escambia County school system. It was in their nature to help those who were in need. That's why they ignored their son's advice and allowed their grandson to stay with them. But behind the scenes, there were signs the couple knew exactly what they were allowing past their doorstep. Back in December, Andrea had applied for her grandson to undergo an involuntary psychiatric examination due to his extreme paranoia and erratic behavior. It's unclear what came of her application or whether an assessment might have been able to prevent the tragedy to come. But it does make one thing very clear. Both Clay and Andrea had gone out on a limb to help their grandson, only to be repaid in the most brutal manner imaginable. And as the investigation stretches into mid-afternoon, officers are about to uncover chilling evidence of just how twisted Jordan's mind had become before he committed the atrocity. You see, officers believe they've finally deciphered the rambling message scrawled upon the wall within the house. It reads as follows: "Police, they killed my family, used a neuroswarm on me, and AI for Santa Rosa CI, staff no." These paranoid words expose the reality of the unstable mind behind them. And for police, they point towards a dark realization. Not only is the killer on the loose a callous and violent individual, he's also severely unstable, delusional, and very likely to lash out again. To make matters worse, police have no idea where he is and no idea where to look. But they do have Jonathan.
You want me to go on the outside of the tape?
No, you're good, man. Okay, anywhere that you know Jordan may be or may go. I'm working on it.
Can I... He used to run with my son's basketball coach, and I can text my son and maybe...
It isn't much, but it's a lead, one that officers will soon follow up. But before they can do that, they have to understand exactly what happened to tip the killer over the edge.
Mom and Dad have any firearms?
No.
None?
No, I told everybody that already.
I just want to make sure.
No, they don't have any firearms. They don't have any kind of weird medieval weapons or anything like that. Any kind of household item you could pick up. I mean, that's what it is, but no, nothing like that.
Did you unlock the door? Was the door unlocked?
I put the code in.
Okay.
It's on an automatic 3-minute lock, so after 3 minutes it automatically locks.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have been unlocked.
From Jonathan's words, two main theories emerge. Either the killer entered the home through the front door, killing his victims using makeshift weapons from within the house before leaving the same way he came in, or, more disturbingly, the killer might already have been inside when he snapped, leaving his unassuming grandparents to arrive home only to be murdered moments later. Since the door locks automatically, it's hard to say which of these is more likely, and for the murder weapon, it's not yet clear what was used. No cameras outside were able to catch footage of the killer arriving or leaving, so all the officers have to go on is the word of Jonathan King. By now, they're ready to follow up on the lead he gave them earlier.
The guy has a friend.
So Kenton Kaz, the state high school coach, his son is friends with a suspect. Address for him is 371 Charlton.
Where's that at, do you know?
It's going to be over in the Cantonment area.
At this address lives basketball coach Kenton Cass, along with his son, a friend of Jordan King's. A squad car is sent over to the house to interview the two of them. Meanwhile, the officers back on scene come up with a plan to gain more information on the suspect.
I need several of y'all to start going door to door, knocking on it, see if there's any video cameras up there.
With their two-pronged approach in action, officers know the clock is still against them.
How you doing? You Mr. Kenton?
I am.
Hey, can I speak to you for just a second? Anybody else here with you today?
My son, I think. Is the white car in the yard?
No.
No, I'm just on.
He has a Lexus, right?
Yes.
Hey, there's a.
Strap on the bottom?
Huh?
Does it have a gray strap on the bottom?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. He's not in trouble.
There's a white Lexus right back there in the cul-de-sac. So I might go back there and see if he was in there. Jordan.
Oh my goodness. King? He out?
So, do you know where your son is?
No, he was just here. He was just here. He just left and went to the store, but I thought he was still here. But he was just at the house.
Has he said anything to you about Jordan?
No, he hadn't.
Okay. Do you mind calling him and see if he'll come back over here real quick?
Sure.
He's not in any trouble. We're looking for Jordan, but don't tell him. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, Kenton's son, Jordan's friend, and the real focus of the officer's visit, has recently left the house. His white Lexus remains empty nearby, meaning he's gone on foot. Keen to track him down, the officers ask Kenton to give his son a call. However, before the call can even be made, officers on the other side of the neighborhood believe they've spotted him.
I saw Black Mill walking down Quintet from here when I came in. He had a hoodie on, but I didn't know at the time what we were really looking for. But one of y'all were close right back down Quintet City Store. All right, I got him. His white Lexus is over there. I've got him in custody.
The officer at Kenton's house travels to meet his lieutenant, hoping they have the right man in custody. Meanwhile, back at the crime scene, the officers going door to door, hoping to find witnesses who might aid them in their investigation. Unfortunately, the first couple know very little about the family next door, only noticing something was wrong once they saw Jonathan outside the house less than an hour ago. But as the deputy approaches the house to the other side of the crime scene, they're about to find out some shocking information that all but confirms their darkest fears.
Suspicious to you?
Just him, the way he acts. But, I mean,
Who's him?
the ex-felon, the guy. It's their grandson.
What's his name?
Jordan King. Jordon. King. He just got out of jail.
King?
Yes.
I remember seeing him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you say he's been acting strange, what do you mean?
Well, a couple of days ago, I'm coming out this way from the woods, and so he's outside. He comes over, to talk to me, and he wanted me, and he said my grandmother was supposed to pick me up 30 minutes ago, and she didn't do it. And he said, can you call them for me? So I called the grandparents and got the grandmother on the phone. And she said, just tell him to go in the house and wait for me, because apparently it seemed like he had been in the house. Well, he had been, because he told me. He came
What day
out
was
the
this
house.
again?
This was like 2 days ago. I mean, if you need to know the exact day.
Yes, please. That'd be great.
I gotta walk in the house.
No problem, man. I'll be right here.
February 19th.
February 19th?
Yeah, I guess that was 2 days ago.
Okay, so he's outside asking you to call his grandparents, and you call his grandparents.
Exactly. She said, tell him, and he told me the reason he came out was he heard jiggling at the back door. Somebody jiggled it, and he thought somebody might be trying to break inside. So I said, she said, go back inside, and he didn't want to do it. So there's back and forth, right? And finally she said to me, will you hand him the phone? Okay. Handed him the phone. They talked for a while, and she finally got him convinced to go back in. He hands me the phone.
Yeah.
I think it's over with, but he starts walking toward the front door. He said, can you come with? He said, will you come with me? Because I'm afraid to go in there by myself and just watch me until I get in and all that. And I said, see, I already knew he was a convicted felon, and he was a screw loose. She had told me that before. So I said, look, I'm not going to get any more involved in this than that.
22,
and so I came in the house, and I'm pretty sure he went in the house.
His encounter just a couple of days earlier had left him shaken, as did Jordan's strange demeanor at the time. He's since come up with his own theories as to what might have driven Jordan to commit such a heinous crime.
Like our conversation. First of all,
When he's asking you to call his grandmother, that conversation? Okay.
Yeah, but let me back up. 6 years before before he went to prison, she was telling me that she said something's wrong with him in the head. She said he's crazy. He just doesn't compute up here. When he and I were talking, I mean, you can tell that you're not talking to somebody.
Car 702,
It's almost like it's trying to talk to a doll. You know, they hear you. There's no way you can carry on an intelligent conversation with him. Is what it seemed like.
Yes, sir.
You know, because his mind, he was paranoid and all of.
The neighbor recalls Jordan's vacant and paranoid behavior, casting doubt upon his ability to even comprehend things in a rational manner. For cops, this poses an even bigger issue, since the behavior of someone like this is likely to be even more unpredictable than the average killer. At this stage, everything suggests Jordan's brutal act has not come out of the blue, but rather as the culmination of weeks, months, or possibly years of dangerous instability, all leading up to this final, horrifying climax. With each new discovery, the stakes climb higher as the race to find the killer gets more and more desperate. But across town, cops believe they have a friend of Jordan's in custody who might be able to give some insight into where he's gone.
Like I said, I don't know a ton about it. He knows a lot more. That's why I'm gonna let you talk with him a minute, okay? You ain't in no trouble, okay? So just chill for a second. Where were you? Where are you coming from? Or what were you doing?
I live in this neighborhood, sir.
I understand that.
These are walking grounds, so you can walk. I just walked through the cut right here, smoke my black amount, and that's that.
I mean, I don't care. I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for Jordan. Okay.
I haven't talked to him in weeks, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to him?
Whenever his grandfather told me that he burglarized somebody's home, that was it.
The friend is unhappy with having been stopped. He claims he's had no recent contact with Jordan, and it appears he'll be neither able nor willing to help the police in their search.
Good man, I was walking.
Yeah, man.
He tried to put his gun out on me, man. And I was like, hold on.
Let me explain to you what we're doing here, okay?
But as the officers prepare to let him in on the true severity of the situation, his guarded demeanor is about to collapse.
Jordan's granddad and grandma are dead. So we gotta find Jordan. Because right now he's the suspect.
My grandparents are dead?
Yeah. Not saying he did it. Nobody's saying anything that, okay? But Jordan's in the wind.
Most likely. It sounds like.
This clear shock is understandable for someone who likely knew Clay and Andrea firsthand, and more importantly, was intimately familiar with the violent temperament his former friend possessed. But it seems his visceral response is not enough to convince him to talk. Thankfully, there is a bargain to be made.
You guys want me to help you guys out?
Yeah. If you 100%.
I don't have any. I haven't talked to him in weeks, but I'm on probation 5 years. If I can help you guys out, can you knock my probation time down?
I can't do any of that, but we can talk to your probation officer or the judge or whoever on your behalf if you help us find him. Do you know where he would go?
Jordan's friend tells police all he knows, claiming he cut off their friendship when Jordan's criminal behavior persisted despite his attempts to help. The deputies agree to have him direct them to the house of a girl who was close to Jordan, in the hopes that she might have more to offer. It's a tenuous link, based on the testimony of a man with real motivation to concoct any information that appears to help. But for the moment, it's all they have. With a killer at large, any lead is worth following up, no matter how unlikely. They prepare to pay the girl a visit, but as it turns out, something is about to fall into the laps of the officers that means this journey is one they'll never have a reason to make. Over 11 miles away, on entirely the opposite side of Pensacola, police have made the breakthrough they've spent the whole day preparing for.
Hey, Jordan, do you got any weapons on you, brother?
No.
I'm just going to make sure you don't. Okay.
Walk all day.
Just moments ago, patrol cars spotted a black male walking aimlessly along the street. Having slowed down to take a closer look, they suddenly realized exactly who they'd stumbled upon. In their custody is Jordan Dominique King, the man who murdered his grandparents in a cold rage before walking through the night to reach the other side of the city. Jordan is immediately handcuffed and questioned, but despite the dire situation, he's not about to admit freely to what he's done.
Why y'all pulled up 4 by D?
No weapons or anything in here, bro?
No searching. That's why you're searching my bag?
I'm not searching.
Okay, yes, sir. I just got out of prison. I just know about the law, so you know.
How long ago did you get out of prison?
November 29th, I ended up going back to the county jail, but I've been walking all day. What I do wrong, sir?
You've been walking all day today?
Yes, sir. And last night.
Where you live at?
1215 Greenbrier Boulevard, over there, like 66 gas station.
Okay.
Can you tell me what's going on?
But it doesn't take long for the signs to begin to show.
See it?
I know this sounds crazy. I know you probably never heard of it, but I was in jail with a nose swarm when I was at Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
So whatever this is about, you know what I'm saying, it seems kind of serious to me because I pulled up like 4 deep, but I feel like it might be pertaining to that, like I'm being targeted, but I don't know what's going on. Like, literally, I know it's really, I check my text message, I've been testing my family, trying to get a ride, nobody texts me back, but the government's messing with my phone, but...
From the outset, the conspiracy theories begin to flow, tying Jordan immediately to the writing left at the crime scene and the descriptions given by others of a deranged and deluded schizophrenic. For his part, Jordan seems entirely unaware he's been the target of a desperate manhunt for the past few hours, repeatedly asking the officers what it is he's done wrong. His questions continue as he's transported to the local police station, but as he's brought inside, little does he know he's about to face 5 hours of grueling interrogation, in which he'll be free to ask as many questions as he wants.
Y'all treat me like a criminal, like I did something wrong. You pick him out the street, tell me I feel the discretion, I ain't do.
The time is 4:25 p.m. as Jordan is finally cautioned for interview at Pensacola Sheriff's Office. It's been hours since his crimes were reported back on Greenbrier Road, and the officers there have all but concluded their investigation. Now their focus is on getting him to admit what he's done, something Jordan isn't about to make easy.
Y'all treat me like a criminal, like I did something wrong. You pick him out the street, tell me I feel the discretion, I ain't do shit.
Hey, Jordan.
Can you please tell me what this is about?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Jordan, where do you live?
At 1215 Greenbrier Boulevard, my grandma.
Okay, what's your grandma's name?
Andrew King.
Who else lives in the house with you?
Clay King, why, something going on?
Yeah, something's going on. How long you lived with him?
All my life. Since I got out of prison in November 29th, I've been staying with him. Okay. My grandfather?
Yeah, there is something wrong with your grandma and grandpa. They've been found dead.
What?
So they've been found dead in the house. And so we need to talk to you about it. So, I mean, especially with you living there.
Man, what you mean they been about dead? How did they die? What you mean they been dead in the house?
They were both murdered.
Murdered?
That is correct. So we need to talk about it. We need to talk about that.
How like that on my granddaddy?
We found him today. When's the last time you saw your grandma and granddaddy?
Last night.
When last night?
Around 6. I told my grandma I was going for a walk around Fox Run. And I went for a walk and I just kept going. Okay. And I haven't been home since.
Jordan's supposed alibi places him on a walk that began sometime the previous evening and ended just an hour ago when he was spotted meandering along the road where he was picked up. Of course, this alibi poses a problem for Jordan, as it makes him the final person present at the crime scene before murders occurred. If indeed he did begin walking the previous evening, leaving his grandparents safe and well without any reason to suspect what would come next, the obvious question is why?
How often do you leave the house and not come home?
A lot, because I just got out of prison, so I like to just go out.
So it's hard for you to sit still, or?
It's not hard for me to sit still, it's just, I like to just go out. Like if somebody will come pick me up, I'll just go out with them, or I'll just go for a walk, some shit like that, or just sit out there on the front porch and smoke a black and mild with me.
The vague answer does little to calm the cops' suspicions. In fact, the interviewer is about to tell Jordan precisely what he believes happened last night. And unfortunately for him, there's some serious evidence to back up his claims.
When they brought you in today, you had blood all over your face.
I don't know what they talking about, blood on my face. I got blood on the back of my heel from my shoes being tight that I had, size 9s.
So what's interesting is your granddaddy's beat pretty bad.
What you mean beat?
There's a lot of blood. A lot of blood all over that room.
You got beat.
Well,
And y'all coming at me like I had something to do with this shit, man. I ain't you talking about blood on my face. I ain't got no blood on my face.
You did have blood on your face. And you got blood on your feet.
Okay.
And you know what? And you know what else? There's bloody footprints all through the hallway,
man.
Back and forth to your bedroom.
Okay, so man, one
back
thing I
and
know,
forth to the bathroom.
One thing I know, so two things I know for certain, I ain't did shit. So whatever y'all gonna do, if y'all gonna charge me with something, charge me. If y'all gonna let me go to my grandparents. I love my grandparents to death.
Well, I get that. You love your grandparents to death, which is why I think something bad happened, and I think you made a mistake.
Who made a mistake?
You.
What you mean you think I made a mistake?
Just what I said. If you love your grandparents, then that tells me you didn't do this intentionally.
Intentionally? You think I did this?
Oh, well, I absolutely think you did this.
One thing, so two things, certain. I hate this shit to my grandparents.
Then tell me who would. Then tell me why someone would do this to your grandparents.
Really, I believe this from, and it's gonna sound crazy when I say it, I was injected with the neuroswarm while I was at Santa Rosa Sky illegally. That's FBI technology. And every time I try to speak on what's going on, people try me like I'm crazy. Do you know what that is?
Tell me about that. You just said neuroswarm to me. That's written on the wall in your bedroom.
Man, I wrote that like 4 days ago.
What? They killed my family.
Man, there was so much going on in that house. Man, you people breaking in and out the house. There was so much going on in that house for days and days and days. Man, I got a neuroswarm illegally implanted to me by the government. These people have been trying to kill me for money. These people are doing all type of shit to the house. All type of shit to me. Like, man, that's crazy. The AI is artificial.
Who's these people?
Hey, the government. The government doing this shit because, man.
Why you? Why is the government targeting
Because
you?
I was talking about shit I should have been talking about on the door when I was at Santa Rosa. See, these people have artificial intelligence on my phone. Okay. And when I go to talk about certain things, they would just cut the app completely off my phone.
As Jordan tells the officer about his wild theories, little does he know that every word is implicating him more and more deeply in the crime. Naturally, the officer encourages him to continue, hoping he will slip up and reveal something he shouldn't.
Tell me more about this neuroswarm.
Man, these people at Santa Rosa I had a problem with, man. I was beefing with the ward down the leg, and these people actually injected with this in my foot. And when I got out, I tried to get x-rays for it. They started needing Medicare. I wrote the FBI 3 different, letting them know the situation, my name. I wrote 3 of those. Every time I finish it and hit accept, it just shuts out on me. These people watch and monitor me all day for months at a time. Artificial intelligence can make videos pop on your phone. Like, dude, man, this crazy, dog.
Jordan seems set on continuing down this rabbit hole. The technology to which he's referring, and on which this entire case may well come to rest, is neuroswarm, an experimental biotechnology in which nanoparticles are injected into the bloodstream, where they convert electrical signals from neurons into infrared light that can be read from outside the skull. The technology is the cause of significant excitement within the medical circles, and of severe skepticism among conspiracy theorists like Jordan. So, with forensics, blood traces, and Jordan's own testimony already tying him to the crime scene, the officer decides to force a decisive break.
I'm making all of it up.
My grandparents?
Yeah, your grandparents.
Why would I do that to my grandparents?
Because I think they got tired of listening to you. And I think that pissed you off. Because they got tired of listening to you.
I'm not gonna
Your grandma's already tried to put you, get you Baker acted. She's already tried.
If all this they came from my uncle, we don't get along. Man, that shit, man. My grandmama done raised me up, and my grandpa raised me up.
And I think they'd had enough of you. I think they had enough of you pulling your crap.
That's not true.
And I think that they probably, you guys got into an argument about it.
You just keep thinking that. You just keep thinking here and there, talking about you can swab.
Well, what I'm gonna tell you is, the way that your granddaddy was beat, that's somebody that knows it.
If somebody got a problem,
because a gangbanger that comes in there
How was he beat?
Ain't gonna take
How
the
was my
time.
granddaddy beat?
Ain't gonna take the time to sit there and pound somebody to spray blood all over the room.
Despite being directly confronted with the accusation of murder, Jordan remains steadfast, denying any involvement and insisting the walk he took the previous evening should serve as a convincing alibi. But the interrogator isn't about to be convinced. As Jordan is left to ponder his decisions, the officers leave the room to come to their own conclusion. They have the family connection, the unfortunate alibi placing him directly at the scene, the prior convictions, the testimony painting him as a violent schizophrenic, and most importantly, the blood that they believe belongs to his victims, coating his face and the underside of his feet. As they re-enter the room, this will be the final test they conduct before classifying Jordan as a killer.
Still gonna tell me there's not blood on your feet?
There ain't no got blood on my feet.
His feet are swabbed and sent off for testing, where it will be discovered that they're a perfect match for the blood of Clay King, all but confirming what the officers have known from the start.
Sounds like something
It's kind of like you got ready to play game for the FBI, because you know these people doing illegal shit to me.
Yeah.
And they've been doing illegal shit
Hey,
to me.
the only one doing illegal shit is you. You killed your grandma and your grandpa, and you did it in the worst possible way.
As if we're gonna do, we'll do hands too, and we'll just do them all at one fell swoop.
Yeah, we getting a
Oh, and by the
also
way, you're
hand
being
swabs?
arrested on 2 counts of second-degree murder.
With that, Jordan is left alone again, and in the meantime, the officers are about to discover the true extent of his crimes. See, though police now know it was Clay's blood covering Jordan from head to toe when he was caught, they're not yet aware of exactly how the blood was spilled. Their first suspicions are that he was violently beaten, left to bleed out as Jordan traipsed through the blood pouring out of him. But they've just found out that Jordan's crimes were far more depraved than they've even imagined.
Now, I will say, I do owe you a little bit of an apology, in all fairness. I kept telling you your grandpa was beat because that's what I thought, because of all the blood. Not every day I get fooled.
Oh,
How many times did you stab him?
Man, what the?
During a frenzied attack lasting several minutes, Jordan first beat his grandfather with a hammer before stabbing him over 90 times and leaving him to bleed out on the carpet.
I'm sure he was beat because of
Come
all
on,
the
man, y'all
blood.
got me fucked up, man. Somebody do something to my
Well, what
granddaddy,
have you
man.
fucked up? Now, what I will say, and like I said, you're a lot more gentler with grandma. I mean, you only strangled her. I just want to know, was it the
Damn,
was it the
dog.
thick cord or the little cord that was by her body?
Oh,
But this is what got me, and it's because you love her. This was gentle. This is always gentle. Yeah.
And that what you think?
It beats the hell out of that.
Man, all right, man.
That hurt. That was painful, and that was slow. And he bled and bled until he died. And it wasn't quick, you know that, because it took forever. That's why there's blood all over the chair. That's why there's blood all over the walls, different from where he came down.
What you mean?
Just what I said. But you didn't notice that because you were in a rage.
But despite the cops' direct accusations, Jordan reverts to the one explanation he's had for all of this.
I have a nose form. Okay, I got a nose form illegally. Now come to find out I got a government device, FBI government device illegally implanted inside my foot.
It's clear by now that Jordan won't accept what he's done, but for officers, this doesn't matter. They already have everything they need. Jordan is changed into a jumpsuit, and just before 10 p.m., nearly 7 hours after he was apprehended, he's taken off to a cell to face his punishment. Now it's just a matter of time before he's hauled in front of a jury and made to answer for his crimes. Just 2 days later, Jordan was put in front of a judge where his previous convictions for burglary, aggravated assault, and failure to appear in court counted heavily against him. As a result, he was denied bond and forced to await trial behind bars. It appears that Jordan remains in prison today, facing charges for 2 counts of premeditated murder, charges that will likely carry a life sentence. As for the family of the victims, their other son, Brent, set up a GoFundMe page, allowing friends, family, and concerned onlookers to help them out, just like Clay and Andrea would have helped others.